build more relationships with new investors so we can help them win as well. Where we can give that investors the tools and the strategies that they need to truly elevate their game, right? It's not just a one-off relationship. We want to start investing into our JV partners, right? What does that look like? Well, as we roll out our training and education and open up the membership economy, the goal of real estate investing movement is to start hosting weekly trainings, right? Where we can get all these people in the fold, have a weekly strategy call, weekly Q&A. They can have access to our free wholesaling course, access to a private Facebook community, give them calling scripts, purchase agreements, right? Lots of opportunities for them to really see under the hood and give them the tools that they need to start elevating their game, right? So a big focus point for us as a team, let's start building more JV relationships, right? Not only do we have one of the largest cash buyer databases in the Carolinas, right? Especially in the Midlands, but we got the tools to help people elevate their game, right? And it's the first law of leadership, right? Is you start pouring into the individuals, bring up the law of the lid, right? Bring up that leadership potential within the team so that we can start growing and expanding as well, right? Now for us, this means, I'm going to say bi-weekly Facebook posts. This can be super simple. We don't have to overthink it, right? It might just be, we got several deals closing this week, right? I think we have 3 or 4 on the board, right? A deal closes, take a picture of that property, and we'll have a template already baked out, right? Where you can just input it. Say, oh, boom, another closed deal, right? We're super stoked for this one. The team closed another one and then you just tag real estate investor movement or REI movement, or tag cash property offers, which you guys know is more like the motivated seller market, right? But for the educational side of the business, real estate investing movement. So really starting to pump this out there because we want to build more relationships with new investors so we can help them win as well, right? Getting more people in the game. That's going to be a big focus. Now, we're also expanding. We'll touch on this very briefly, but also kind of branching out from just a single family, right? Which we've really planted our niche, planted our roots, and become somewhat of an authority in the local market. But we're looking to get into some more multifamily development, as well as single family development. This means the focus continues to be on single family houses, right? But we're also trying to get out there because we have in-house broker, right? My buddy. Mm-hmm. And we have the financing, the capital, we've got the partnerships already in place to start looking for either multifamily units that are already cash flowing, or this is going to be a huge opportunity for us, is raw land, right? We're looking for anything between 3 to 5, upwards 20 to 50 acres, right? We're looking for opportunities where we can either build up, which would be your multifamily development, right? Or where it's a lot of land that's close to utilities and maybe some amenities that can be developed into a single family housing development, right? So this also means connecting with more wholesalers, right? Getting wholesalers that are already out there in the market doing their thing. If they happen to run across a land deal, well, guess what? We're here as a resource to help you navigate that, right? We're here to help put this together, right? And that means bigger spreads.
And most of them, I mean, most, newer wholesalers, they'll look at those as junk, simulate, and toss it out. So that'll be a way that we can add value and help them out and to continue, to get deals closed.
100%. So it's not that we're shifting gears in any way, right? But this is one more arsenal that we have in our tool belt, right? because we have the resources to facilitate these and get the deals done, right? Yeah. And even as we start shifting, like housing inventory is at an all-time low, right? Like all time. There's way more buyers than there is sellers in the market, right? My wife being a real estate agent, she's got a handful of buyers, but there's no inventory, right? It's difficult to find a house that fits, right? So new construction development, right, is going to be a big thing. With the new administration in place, we're going to start to see more of a focus on government funding, right? So what does that mean? It means government subsidies. It means they're going to want to start positioning things for affordable housing, which could be multifamily developments. But the government's actually giving grants and partnering through subsidies to get these developments off the ground, right? So you got to kind of pivot as the economy, as the world's starting to pivot in this post-COVID type of era, right? But that's going to be a big opportunity for us moving forward. Decentralized command is something that we'll touch on very briefly. But with this, really just having a clean line of communication, right? It's actually a military term for those of you that may have been service or have family that are in the military. Decentralized command, as we're growing out and starting to build out the education need, we're going to have to put key people in place who understand the sales process, but also understand how to help other investors as well, right? So with that, obviously we have visionary, spitting ideas out, trying to create processes, put things in place. And then we have Trey, who's starting to take a seat as an integrator role, right? Doesn't look a whole lot more different other than just communication, where he's taking my ideas, translating them, and bringing them to reality, right? But in the integrator seat, he's also on the acquisitions. Obviously, acquisitions is going to be the heartbeat of our business, which is why they call it a heartbeat inside the CRM, right? So with that, just a line here is Trey continues to sit in that seat, and Devontae as well, right? Because as Devontae stepped up, right? He's got the confidence. I would consider him a master closer, right? Mm-hmm. So now our goal is to train and equip him with more leadership opportunities, right? With more roles. And as a result, right, it cycles through and creates more opportunities, right? But below this, as far as this decentralized command aspect of things, under here we have Driving for Dollars team. We got the bird dogs, cold callers, right? Our virtual assistants, all these different people. Also new investors, right? Or JV relationships. All that stuff is funneling up through the chain of command, right? So really giving you guys a spot where you guys are experts in your field. If it comes down to comp analysis, right? If it comes down to walking someone through the sales process, who better than you guys to train and equip them, right? So as we're really starting to branch out, that's what it's going to look like, right? Giving you guys more responsibilities, communication flows up. And of course, if there's some type of high level decision or something that needs to be made, by all means, right? It comes back. Feel free to run it by my desk. But the goal is to really build the unit, right? We want to go into battle together. We want to be trained and equipped to take on the challenges that we're going to face, because those challenges are out there, right? But that's our spot. That's our position as an entrepreneur, is we're stepping onto that battlefield equipped with what we need to win. Yeah. Right? So that's going to be a big focus. And then lastly, as we build out the community and the mentorship opportunity, company culture is going to be big. So how can we build a safe environment for people to feel like they can step in and ask any question they need to, right? There's no such thing as a stupid question. So we need to have the culture and the team on the back end to really help support those needs, right? Let's say we got 100 people, that are with REI movement, right? They're getting with the team, regardless if that's a JV relationship or maybe they're just a student wanting to learn the tools that they need to win, right? We need to be able, through the infrastructure that we build, to be able to sustain that. We need to help them grow. We need to guide them along the way to show them the tools they need to launch and grow a successful and profitable real estate business in its simplest form, right? So we need to provide that roadmap. So in the next several months, as we're bringing out these training courses, the goal is just really building ourselves into the people we're called to be so that we can start beating the drums here locally, right? And helping more people get in the game, right? From there, it just expands nationally. Shoot, globally. You never know what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
But it starts here. And the seeds that we're planting today, we slowly water them, slowly nourish them. Tell a lot of new investors, like, when you get out there, it's a lot of grind, right? And you might feel like you're just working in vain. But just rest in the fact that those seeds that you're planting today, they're preparing the harvest for tomorrow. Yeah. So get out there, guys. Get at us. We're going to start hosting monthly meetup groups. We're going to start doing some in-depth inner circle training and rolling out some new opportunities for investors to get involved. You guys have any questions? Check the links in the description, and I look forward to connecting with you personally.